If you have your sun, moon, or rising in Sagittarius, this is everything you need to know about your monthly horoscope for May. All the other signs, I've made every single video, so tune on in. Sagittarius, we should probably chat about April before we dive in. So April probably brought up a lot of feelings. It probably made you more sentimental. It probably brought up turning points with your family regarding your living situation, and even helped you face the past in new ways, and maybe even helped you move on from it, especially around the 7th and the 12th, because that was when Mercury and Venus ended their retrogrades in the sign of Pisces. Now, also on the 12th, we had this wild full moon in Libra that brought some sort of change to your relationships with friendships, communities, and regarding some of your aspirations for the future. So maybe there is a certain dream that you've really been focused on, and it could either have come to fruition, or maybe you took another major step towards making that a reality, or maybe you were like, hey, this isn't in alignment with me anymore, and I don't really want to chase after this. It doesn't feel meaningful, or it doesn't feel like it's my calling or my path anymore. Sometimes this can also just coincide with a really fun time. Maybe you attended some sort of fun event, or just connected with a new group of people and felt seen, heard, and appreciated. On the 17th, Mars entered Leo, and this really helped you advocate for your beliefs and speak your truth. You could have been setting boundaries. You could have been having more difficult or challenging conversations that maybe you've avoided in the past, but you really were being open and honest about your needs and helped you stand up for yourself. There could have also been some sort of subject that you really loved. Maybe you were pouring more of your heart and energy into pursuing it. On the 19th, the sun entered Taurus, and this brought attention to your daily life. Are you enjoying your daily life? The way that you structure your morning routine, the walks you go on in your neighborhood, just whatever you do and however you set up your day, does it bring you joy? And sometimes this can also coincide with taking on more responsibilities at work, or gaining recognition for a hard project, or some compliments for some sort of commitment you've made where you really are helping other people out. Sometimes you are also making important changes to your own habits as well. Now, we're here to talk about May, so let's get into it. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Stephanie Campos. I'm a professional astrologer. I write the monthly horoscope column for Cosmopolitan, and I have a monthly horoscope segment on NBC. Okay, Sagittarius, you are feeling flirty and full of creativity on May 2nd when Venus and Neptune come together in the sign of Aries. This is a great day to focus on what brings you joy, to use the creative side of your mind, to engage in hobbies that you love and adore, and to spend time with people who light you up. Romantically, this can be a really steamy day in the bedroom. It could be a great time to meet someone and have like a deep, meaningful, vulnerable conversation or connection. But there's also the potential for red flags, or for a little bit of like gaslighting, or even putting someone else on a pedestal and just soaking up and eating up whatever someone else is dishing to you. So just try to keep one foot on the ground, and if something does seem too good to be true, maybe listen to your intuition. This isn't the best day to make important, like life-altering decisions if you can avoid it, but it's a great time to let your romantic and creative side take over. On May 4th, Pluto is going to go retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, and this is going to encourage you to have deep, vulnerable, and uncomfortable conversations. You could be discussing taboo topics. You could be sharing a secret. Maybe someone else confides in you and tells you a secret, but conversations and using your voice feels healing, triggering, cathartic, and life-changing in some instances. So conversations are intense today. You could also learn about a new contract or an opportunity that feels like really affirming, or like it tests your foundation in some way, but also feels exciting as well. This is also a powerful time to confront your limiting beliefs and change the way you speak to yourself. On May 10th, Mercury, the planet of communication and information, is going to enter Taurus, and this is going to add more to your schedule. And if you're like, I'm already busy, I've got so much going on, well, when Mercury moves into Taurus, it's going to be a really important time for you to set boundaries and to stick with a schedule, because your personal life, your professional life is jam-packed. So you could have a lot of appointments, you could have a lot of meetings, you could be dealing with issues with a pet, you could be dealing with issues with a coworker. Or maybe you're putting a lot of your mental energy into some sort of project that you know is going to pay off in the long run, but it's taking a lot of your effort and time up right now. On the 12th, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and it is going to ask you to slow down. It is going to encourage you to rest. And it really is going to bring up kind of a momentary glimpse into your subconscious that allows you to understand certain patterns, habits, situations, and relationships that you're ready to close out. You are going to be moving through the end of a cycle, and you're ready to release something or someone and ready to make big changes in order to take a risk on the new beginning around the corner. Of course, this can feel emotional, so just give yourself some time, listen to what your body is asking of you as you move through any of these big changes. On the 20th, the sun is going to enter Gemini, and this is going to bring attention to your important relationships and contracts. So for you singles, this could look like locking it down with someone or taking the next step in a romantic relationship. Or if you're like, I don't really care about love, that's great. This could be a busy and productive time for collaborative partnerships, for growing a deeper bond with a best friend or a family member or a coworker, or even receiving new contracts and opportunities as well. Couples could also be focused on pouring more effort and energy into their relationships or planning out their future, or kind of coming to terms with whether or not they want to plan a future together. Maybe they want to go separate ways. This is also going to be a time where maybe someone important to you in your life is relying on you for more support, advice, or guidance as well. On the 22nd, Venus in Aries is going to form a trine with Mars in Leo, and this brings fun and exciting news and ideas your way. It's a great time to take risks. It's a great time to put yourself out there, because when you do so, the universe has your back. You can make a lot of progress on creative projects, on writing projects. You can gain attention for your gifts and your talents. You can have important conversations about your romantic future, or maybe you meet someone and have a tryst while you're traveling. The energy is fun, lively, and positive. So think of this as like a little gift from the universe. On the 24th, Saturn is going to enter Aries, and it hasn't been in the sign of Aries since 1996 through 1999, and it's going to stay there for 2.5 years. So over the next 2.5 years, it's going to serve up lessons and kind of test your romantic relationships. It is also going to test your relationship with hobbies and your creativity. So if you do have some sort of creative goal or personal project that you really want to focus on, this is the time for commitment and consistency. If there is some sort of situationship or fuck person in your life, this is a time where that foundation will be tested. On the 25th, Mercury is going to enter Gemini, and on the 26th, we have a new moon in Gemini. And this is going to bring more energy to the important relationships in your life. So this could look like a fresh start in a relationship, whether it is parting ways or coming together or moving in together or introducing someone special to your family, whatever that may be. And this can also coincide with new partnerships, contracts, and collaborative opportunities as well. If there is someone in your world who you feel like is just a hater or like a frenemy or in competition with you in some way, you might also become more aware of that person and their motives. If you enjoyed your monthly horoscope and want to know more about your daily horoscope, you can tune into my podcast, Daily Horoscope for Your Zodiac Sign with Stephanie Campos. Thanks so much, and see you next month.